Hey, my name is Huba Kalam and I got Jen here with me. We'll do a quick 20 to 30 minute flow class with you that you can follow. We're in a beautiful Franklin Canyon Park in California. A little bit of an overcast, a little bit of a wind, just really perfect weather in between the season. So Jen, why don't we start in a child's pose. When you're ready, we'll be facing towards that way. So just put your knees under the floor, put your forehead under the ground, reach your arms right out in front of you. And just take about maybe 3 to 5 breaths here. You might already be where you are physically, but are you really there mentally, emotionally, spiritually? See, all those compartments make up the phenomena, the incredible phenomena that you are. And yoga, one of yoga's the word's meaning is to yoke. So you want to bring those different parts and yoke them together in one seamless whole. So on your next inhalation, rise on up to tabletop position, hands and knees. So the knees driving a little bit closer, and then send your right leg behind you. Keep your right toes on the floor for this one. Turn your right heel sideways, leaning to your left palm, and take your right arm up towards to the sky. So go the other way. Yeah, but that was a good one too. Nice ankle stretch. And on an exhale, like a windmill, circle the arm towards to the floor. And inhale, reach the arm up. Very slow, moving on an exhalation, circle down. Inhalation, circle up. Cool, one more like that. See, so Jenny, I'm having a hard time rushing her. That's incredible. You never want to rush yoga. Right hand, right knee onto the floor as you're ready. Take that right arm and glide it underneath your left armpit. So both knees, both hands on the floor. The right arm slides underneath the left armpit, right shoulder, and the right side of the face on the ground. And it's called a cat twist. Very accessible. Anybody can do these poses. Yoga has been designed to appeal to everyone. A little bit like music. You know, you like to play the flute. It's the exact same as you would be playing the guitar. It's a different expression, whatever resonates with you. Press into that left hand, come back up, hands and knees position. Send the left leg straight behind you. Turn that heel flat, lean into your right palm, take your left arm up towards to the sky. When that organic exhale happens, you circle towards to the floor with the left hand. And on an inhale, circle up high to the sky. 2 of those as you exhale. Inhale, reach. Exhale, circle down. Inhale, reach. Left hand, left knee down on the floor. Just a couple of cat-cows. On an inhale, spread the collarbones. Exhale, belly hugs to the spine, tuck the tailbone. Twice more, inhale, find more space. Exhale, palms, knees press. Inhale, cow position. Now tuck your toes under. On an exhale, lift your butt back, downward facing dog position. Neck stays soft, the head is dropping low. And you can just pedal your legs out here, right knee, left knee, maybe moving the head side to side, just getting any kinks out of the neck. Beautiful. Shift forwards into a plank pose on an inhale, and super slow motion, bend the elbows, shift forward, lower down onto your belly. Nice. Untuck your toes and interlace your fingers behind your tailbone. Good. On your inhalation, reach your knuckles back and lift your heart off of the ground. I'm going to give Jen an adjustment. I'm just putting my knees against the back of her thighs and I'm pulling her into a back bend. You can drop your chin a little bit, so keep the back of the neck long. How's this feeling? And softly release down. Take the palms by the side of the chest. Coming into a cobra, an upward facing dog, just one of these. And then exhale carefully, downward facing dog. Moving through a push-up perhaps. Nice. And the head falls back to where it came from. And we're just going to weave this into a seamless vinyasa. Inhale, lead with the shoulders, come to plank position. Exhale with muscle control, lower halfway down or all the way. Inhale, collarbone spread, toes untucked, cobra. Exhale, down dog, side ribs long, arms long, heels heavy, head is dropping low. Let's inhale and lift the right leg high to the sky. Bring your right knee to your forehead, shoulders over wrist. 2 more times. Inhale, pull it back. Knee to the forehead, squeeze and round. Inhale, put it a little higher. Knee to the forehead. Step your right foot next to the right thumb. And step your left foot next to your right foot, excuse me. So step your left foot up as well. And take a forward fold, top edge of the mat. Now put your hands on your hips. Inhale, come on up to stand. Let the arms reach high. Good. Draw the hands down the middle, prayer pose. Inhale, float your arms up, get longer. Exhale, take it into the forward fold, Uttanasana. So constant movement. Inhale, glance the heart forwards. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, stand up again. We call this a half sun salute. Exhale, draw it into the heart center. Last chance. Inhale, reach it higher. Skydive freely. Glance it long. And as you exhale, step your left toes way behind you. Put your left knee onto the ground and reach your arms towards to the ceiling. So see if you can grab your left wrist with your right hand. And on an exhalation, start finding a lateral stretch over towards to the right hand side. So you have to kind of make an effort to hug that right hip towards to the midline. Send the left hip forward and use the power in the right arm to pull all kinds of length out of the left side body. Lovely. Inhale, both arms reach up. On an exhale, put your fingertips onto the floor. Tuck the left toe, lift the left knee. Step to plank position. As you're ready, shift shoulder, chaturanga, exhale. Cobra or up dog, collarbones wide. Down dog, butt cheeks kiss the sky. Lovely. Left leg floats up, big inhale, stretch back. Knee to the forehead, shoulders over wrist. 2 more. Inhale, kick it back. Exhale, squeeze and curl. Inhale, reach it super high. Exhale, pull it super deep. Step the foot forward. Right foot steps up next to the left. Forward fold at the top of the mat. Root down, rise up. Touch anything above you that you may. Hands to prayer. Let's take chair. Bend the knees. Sink the hips down low. Keep the belly button hugging to the spine. Toes are so light they are floating off the floor. 1 more inhale. Take it into the forward fold. Empty the lungs. Inhale, find a flat back. And then step your right toes way behind you. Right knee finds the floor. Reach your arms skywards. Low lunge. Grab your right wrist with your left hand. On an exhalation, initiate that lateral stretch. Outer hips are still hugging in. Inner thighs are engaged. Great. Inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, plant your hands to the ground. Tuck the back toe, lift the back knee. Inhale, step to plank. Exhale, shift forward, slowly lower. Upward facing or cobra, you choose. Down dog, hips kiss the ceiling, and the head is dropping down low. Nice. Take your right leg back to the sky again. Squeeze your right knee high up onto your right tricep and just hold this one here for 3. 2. She's doing such an amazing job. You don't want the knee to rest on a tricep. You're just squeezing it together. Take your right leg up to the sky. Inhale. Right knee to the left tricep so we can save it. Did it. Hold it here for 3. Try to even everything out for 2. Inhale, kick that right leg back and step the right foot forward next to the right hand. And then turn your left heel down. Stay on your right fingertip. Take your left arm up to the sky. Side angle pose. Finding a synergy of flexibility, of strength. of staying very present, very focused, but at the same time relaxing. If you've ever seen the yin-yang sign, that's what, you know, yoga represents. It's a perfect blend of those opposing qualities. One quality never overpowers the other, but they are in perfect harmony, like an inhale and an exhale. Now, without the least amount of change, see if you can turn this into triangle. Push your right leg straight. You can certainly change the right hand. Maybe put the right hand onto your ankle. Yeah. Uh-oh. Was that in your sacrum? Ah. Bottom armpit draws forward. Top ribs soften. Now, keeping the length in the bottom side, rotate your top arm and reach it forward. Utthita Trikonasana, the extended triangle. Being careful that you're not hyperextending that front knee, so it's almost like you always put like a 1/4 inch of a bend in it, just being mindful. And then warrior two, reach the left arm back, bend your front knee deep, arms reaching away from one another. Let's put it into the reverse warrior, lift the front of the hip bones high, Chaturanga Dandasana, exhale, hit the floor and lower down slow. So you keep exhaling until the cobra happens. Everything spreads in cobra, thigh bones stay soft. Exhale, down dog, roll over the toes, let the head go. Inhale, float the left leg behind you. Left knee to the left tricep, squeeze and just hang out for 3. And 2, carve through the resistance. Inhale, left leg sweeps high. Left knee, right tricep, take it across town and breathe for 2. Inhale, pierce it back. Knee to the forehead, squeeze it in, step the foot forward, keep the left hand down, turn the right heel flat, take the right arm up, side angle pose. So if you're wondering, side angle pose is heel to arch alignment. Very common thing we do is we collapse into the inside edge of the back supporting leg, so press down through the outer edge of the back leg. Feel the inner seam of that back leg drool towards to the pubic bone. Feel the bottom armpit hug forward and that top arm reaches with so much energy, it's insane. Without the least amount of change, you don't even notice it. Triangle position. Front leg goes straight. Maybe that hand slides up. And if you have a block or a book, you can also use that. Otherwise, hands on the ankle, perfectly fine. The only thing we want to avoid is putting the hand exactly on the knee, because that would encourage hyperextension. So if that's the case, I would recommend you put a block instead of putting your hand on a knee. Rotate the top arm, Utthita Trikonasana. So see how this top side gets long, the bottom side is tempted to shrink up. So you have to make an additional effort to hug the left armpit forwards and shorten the right side ribs. Pushing into your right heel, warrior two, reach the right arm back. Sit down nice and low, bend that front knee up to 90. Imagine a cat is like hanging out on your left thigh. And you're on the top of a very tall building, so if you don't bend that left knee enough, the cat could potentially slide off of your thigh and fall. So keep that front knee nice and supported. On an inhale, reverse your warrior, biggest breath of this class yet. On an exhale, like an ocean wave, crash it to the floor, Chaturanga. Try to keep exhaling all the way down. So that cobra feels like a reward. It's like, oh my God, that's where it is. And then downward facing dog, hips kiss the sky. Lovely. So we'll actually come back to the 2 poses one more time, which is triangle and warrior two, but we're gonna interject 2 other poses before it. So there will be a little bit of new information, but then you're gonna end up with something that is already familiar. First of all, I wanted us to take fallen triangle pose. You're gonna take your right leg up high to the sky again and pull your right knee to your left tricep. Now kick that leg like a kickstand straight out onto the wood, and then lean into your right hand, take your left arm up towards to the sky. Yeah, so both heels are down. The hips are lifting. The right bicep rotates forward. And if you want, not necessary, but that top arm could reach forward again into that extension. And you'll notice how it becomes more of a back bend. The hips could press towards to the wall in front of you more. Alright, so now left arm up. Put the left hand down. On an inhale, pull your right leg to three-legged down dog. And then see if you can flip the dog. So bend your right knee. Roll that right hip open. And you're going to put that right foot down behind you. Jen has been struggling with this one, but she can do this. Take your right arm up towards to the sky. Push your hips towards to the sun. Head is falling back, just a beautiful rainbow arc in the body. Perfect. Come back to the three-legged dog, so that right leg lifts again on an inhale. And then step your right foot when you're ready next to the right thumb. You turn the left heel down flat, so I'd like you to find heel to heel alignment. Put your hands onto your hips, stay down low, and pull your right hip back powerfully. This is another pose Jen and I have been working on. This is warrior one. Now keep the hands on the hips, just come on up to stand. And the right hand stays on the right hip, reach your left arm straight forwards, out in front of you. So what usually happens is because the back heel is flat on the floor, the torso has a tendency to turn towards to the left hand side. So you're going to exaggerate the rotation of the left hip forward and exaggerate the pulling of the right hip back. And bend the front knee a little bit more if you don't mind. Now we're going to take the left arm up and we're going to take the right arm up as well. That looks good. Yeah, so really aspire to find that even quality in your hips. The back leg could work a little bit stronger. So I would say the back leg should take 80% of your attention in a warrior one pose. That back leg super strong drives the pose. Now interlock the fingers behind your tailbone. Take an additional inhale, lift your heart to the sky, and as you exhale, fold forward, put your right shoulder on top of your right knee. The inner arch of the back foot stays lifted. The head stays soft. Or rather, the neck stays soft, the head gets heavy. We're getting a nice breeze here, by the way. That's always an advantage of doing a practice outside, is you're communicating with nature in a much deeper level. But it also could be distracting sometimes, or distracting. Now stay down low, trickle your fingertips to the ground. Keep the hands down, just pull your right leg straight. Good. Put your right hand onto your right hip, pull your right hip back the same way you just did in Warrior One, and then turn your chest to the right, take your right arm up towards to the ceiling. So this is called a twisting triangle. The textbook version will have you with the left hand on the outside edge of the right hand or the right foot. We're doing a little bit of a modified version. I like this, it just creates a bit more space. And this right side pulls back a little bit more. And now let's bring this back to triangle. So right hand onto the ankle or shin, left arm up towards to the sky. Wonderful, that's it. Okay, back to the Warrior Two. Sit down low in the Warrior. And to make this one just a little bit different, turn the palms to the sky and an inhale, push your front leg straight, reach your arms up, and exhale back to Warrior Two. Again, inhale, reach on up. Exhale, Warrior Two. One more of these, inhale, reach on up. And exhale, Warrior Two. Put it into reverse. Take the biggest breath yet. Hit the bricks, Chaturanga Dandasana, lower down slow with strength. Good. Every fiber of your being spreads. Down dog, back to home. And maybe a longer exhale. And if you have a friend with you, they could lean onto your sacrum and press your tailbone towards to the sky. Feels really good on the back body. Okay, are you ready? Left leg floats high to the sky, fallen triangle. Remember, left knee, right elbow. Kick the leg straight out. Lean into the left palm, take your right arm up towards to the sky. So the heels are pressing down. The hips are lifting. Bottom ribs stay long. Here I'm helping Jennifer get into the extension here. That top arm turns and reaches forward. If that's too much for you, you skip that part today. Once you got that, the hips could press a little bit more, so there's just a little bit more opening. Right arm back to the sky. Right hand down on the floor. Inhale, lift your left leg up. Gonna flip the dog from here, bend your left knee, drop your left heel down behind you. So come back to, yeah, that was actually a great idea. You can certainly do that. So you should shift it sort of forwards into plank so you minimize the space of how much you have to drop the foot. Did you watch an instructional video on that one? Good job. She did her homework. Come back, downward facing dog. Keep that left leg lifted. Big inhale. And a left foot forward next to the left thumb. Turn that right heel flat. Keep yourself down low. So you could heel to your left foot a little bit more to the left. Yeah, it's a heel to heel alignment. Put your hands on your hips. Stay down low. Pull that left hip back like crazy. Right hip forwards. Hands stay on the hips as you come on up. Lift your torso. Reach your right arm forward. And imagine you want to shake somebody's hand. It's like, oh, I'm trying to reach for you. That looks really good. Right arm up, left arm up. The last little refinement on Warrior One, see if you can engage your low belly muscle so the belly button kisses the spine and the energy rises up past through the throat and the fingertips. And then next exhale, interlace your fingertips the awkward way. Take another inhale here and then fall forward, left shoulder on top of the left knee or thigh, or some of you with open enough inner thighs, you can actually fall to the inside edge of your left leg, which is another great option. It's actually pretty similar to lizard, so if she would have her elbows on the floor and the back heel off the floor, that would be lizard pose, but we're working the same inner thigh with an additional shoulder stretch. Trickle your fingertips to the floor, start to pull your left leg straight. Put your left hand onto your left hip. Keep that left hip moving back a lot. And as you're ready, turn the chest to the left. Take your left arm up towards to the sky. Nice. Both legs are nice and strong. Both side ribs are very even. The bottom armpit hugs forward. Back leg is strong and supporting. Amazing. Left hand to the left ankle, right arm reaches. We're coming back to triangle position. Spread your collarbones nice and wide. Keep that back leg working strong. Love it. Bring it back to Warrior Two. Bend your front knee. Sink the hip down low. Now both palms face to the sky. On an inhale, left leg straight. Touch the palms. And exhale back to Warrior Two. Dos mas. Inhale, reach on up. Exhale, dip it low. Inhale, reach a little higher. Exhale, dip a little lower. Reverse your warrior, biggest breath yet. Hands hit the floor, Chaturanga Dandasana, lower with finesse. Upward facing like you're swimming in an ocean wave. So nice. And then downward dog, hips to the sky and the head is dropping low. Nice, Jen. Let's walk the hands back towards to the toes and see if you can grab your big toes with your index and middle finger. Take an additional inhale, draw your heart forward. And as you exhale, you're going to drop down low. The head stays heavy. Elbows can bend out to the side. And the sits bones are lifting up. So again, the concept of root and rebound, just like a tree, the deeper the roots, the taller the branches. Here, the more you can press down through your heels, the more you can lift your sits bones up. Nice. Let's release those big toes. Scroll the hands back out to a downward facing dog position. Cool. And now lift your right leg up again, three-legged down dog, and step your right foot in between your hands. So you're going to come into a single pigeon pose. Put your back knee down onto the floor and start to heel toe your right foot over to the left until your right shin falls down parallel. So right knee will touch the floor. Nice. Add just a little bit of a back bend here, and as you're ready, you're going to come down to your elbows or your forearms and melt into this beautiful hip opener. So one thing to remember, you guys can't see it from that angle, but the right knee is a little bit further out to the right than the right hip. That will prevent your left hip from lifting and your right hip from sinking. And the right hip constantly hugs back towards to the left heel and towards to the midline. This is a very, very powerful pose. I never met anybody who wouldn't, feel something in this one. They say that our oldest memories are held in the hips. We are being born through the hips. And the hips where our upper bodies and lower bodies are divided. So probably through childbirth. Some of those things are already ingrained in our memories. So through these stretches you can actually bring those subliminal memories to the surface and release them. And never be shy to use the power of your imagination. Like Uri Geller, the famous, he's not an illusionist. He does this for real apparently. He can bend spoons. And after a 2-hour interview, when the interviewer asked him, so Uri, tell us, how do you do this? So do you know how I do it? With the power of my mind. And that's why he's not a famous magician, because that's the only thing he can do. He's not an illusion. So imagine if with the power of your mind you can bend a spoon or stop a watch. Do you think you could probably shift something inside your body as far as bones and ligaments? Most likely so. And maybe you don't need such a strong mind that Yuri has. Maybe just 10% of what he has is sufficient to make a change. Okay, now let's come up onto the hands. Keep your right hip down low. Swing your left leg forward. So it's going to kind of look like a seated tree position. Left leg straight out in front of you. And the right foot is on the inside edge of the left thigh. And reach both of your arms up. Draw your belly in. Take a quarter turn so you're facing your left leg. And on a slow exhale, fold forward. See if you can grab the outside edges of, outside edge and inside edge of the left foot. The right thigh stays really, really heavy and grounded. And without having to lift the head, the idea is finding a sensation of cobra pose in the upper back. So that just means you're not rounding and collapsing like the guy who runs the temple in Notre Dame. What do we call him? The Beast. Right? He had a problem. He had a very rounded back. He couldn't back bend. So avoid that. But lead with the heart. Keep things nice and long. Very good. And now slowly lift your torso upright. With your right hand, lift your right knee. Straighten your right leg out in front of you. Reach your arms out in front of you. We're going to come down onto our backs for a moment. So arms straight. Yeah, lie down. Bring your knees in. Give yourself a squeeze. We're just injecting a little bit of an abdominal work. Reach the legs towards to the sky. Bring the arms behind the back of your head. And then curl up so the elbows and the head is off of the floor. On an inhale, right leg down. And exhale, right leg up. Inhale, left leg down. And exhale, left leg up. Both legs down on an inhale. Both legs up on an exhale. 2 more rounds. Right leg, inhale. Exhale. Left leg. Exhale. Both legs. Exhale. Last round. Right leg. Left leg. Both legs. Exhale, hug the knees in. Oh my, good. Now grab the backs of your thighs, start rocking back and forth on your spine. See if you can come on up to chair pose. Oh my. Yeah, that's right. See, so Jan crossed her ankles. That's a way to do it. Exhale, take a forward fold. Look out, lengthen. Plant your palms, step to a plank position, and take a vinyasa. Could be the last vinyasa of this class. Maybe there's one more, but for the most part, we're starting to cool down here. Downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg up. Step the left foot forwards. Put your right knee down. We're coming to single pigeon. So heel toe that left foot over to the right. Get your shin nice and parallel. Pull your left hip back. Pull the right hip forward. Get a little back bend. Use your fingertips. And on a slow exhale, come into your forward fold. The elbows are there to support you. And the same thing as in the Janushirshasana forward fold, there's a little bit of that cobra sensation. So the heart is pulling forward, the right leg is moving back. Each inhale is a little bit of a cobra. Each exhale is a little bit of a down dog. Expansion. Contraction, just like love making, just like breathing. These two qualities seem to be the clockwork of existence. So try not to fight them. Try to use them for your advantage. About 3 more breaths here, and I've given you quite a long time because I went on a rant on another side, just making sure I'm not pulling you out too soon. Okay, come on up onto the hands. The left hip and the left leg stay. Swing the right leg straight out in front of you. Get situated, so left foot against the right inner thigh, or arms reach high, big inhale. Turn towards to the straight leg, long, slow exhale, reach forward, forward. Gain some length. And when you're there, drop the head. Elbows can splay out a little. Left thigh gets grounded. Inhale, rise on up. Use your left hand, pull the left knee up, straighten your left leg forwards. Arms just reach straight out in front of you. Let's take that slowing decline down onto your back. Bring your knees in towards you. Nice, take happy baby, grab the outside of the feet. Draw the toes down. Tailbone stays heavy here, the thighs root down, and you can pull your toes back a little bit more even. Yeah. And if possible, see if you can press the legs straighter, so your legs would be coming into a V shape, so straight out to the side. Yes, tailbone still low. So this is not only a stretch on the hamstring, it's also a beautiful stretch on the shoulders. Eventually you aspire to keep the shoulders on the floor. So relax the shoulders, relax the tailbone. So nice. Rebend your knees, squeeze those knees in towards you. And just take your arms into a cactus shape or a T shape and let your knees drop out to the right. Cool, and see if you can grab the outside edge of your left foot with your right hand. And just press that leg straight and take your bottom leg and straighten it down towards to the bottom of your mat. So this is very similar to the twisting triangle pose. If you guys remember, we did earlier. It's the same shape, but a whole lot more exaggerated as far as the alignment goes. Top hip moves away from the shoulder and the armpit. Next inhale, come into the center. Just start by bringing both knees in towards you, keeping it graceful and clean. And then we're moving over to the opposite side. Okay, grab the foot. Straighten the bottom leg down. It's a very straight line between that bottom heel, the hip and the shoulder. Top of that right hip moving down. Shoulders stay soft. Good. And inhale, come on back into the middle. How about plow position in the shoulders then? I think you can do that really nicely. Now this is an inversion. If this is too much, you can put your hips up on a block or two. That would be Urdhva Dhanurasana. So what I would like you to do is actually bring your knees in towards you and rock back and forth on your spine. And you're going to swing your hips above you and bring your toes behind you. That's plow pose. Correct. Okay, you can walk your shoulders forwards a little bit, away from your ears. Nice, and now as you're ready, bend your elbows, put your hands onto your low back, and the legs will go high towards to the heavens. So it requires a little bit of balance, requires a little amount of core strength. Just remember, the hips don't have to be directly over your shoulders. So if you're struggling with this pose, your hip can be a little bit closer to the floor. Or you can keep your hips on the ground and just take your legs up towards to the sky. So fan out through those toes, fire up your legs. Make your breath is still deep. Ideally, we hold this pose for up to 10 minutes, believe it or not. But in a shorter class like this, something like 90 seconds is sufficient. So another 45 seconds here. How you doing, Jen? Yeah? At any time, you can walk the hands closer to the floor and lift the hips higher, so if you need to do that adjustment. And you can also play around with the legs. So if this is becoming too mundane and too exhausting, you can, do some walks, you can separate the legs, you can do helicopters with your legs. So always optional. Modify to your own taste. So let's come back to the previous pose. Plow, bring the toes back behind you. Cool. And I wanted to see if you might be able to bend your knees and bring your knees to the outside edge of your head. Yeah, so the knees are by your ears. Okay, could you possibly, I'm giving you a support, take your arms around the back of your thighs. So your arms go around here and grab your elbows, opposite elbow. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, so this pose is called the withdrawal of the senses. You can't see, you can't hear. Kind of like a snail hiding in her shell. Can be a very powerful, place to just sort of disconnect for a moment, clear your mind and your senses from all outer sensations, reset. Oh, and then the arm's going to reach back out where they came from, so down towards to the bottom. You can re-straighten the legs and fire up your ab. Start coming down one vertebrae at a time. So the decline is really, really slow. You definitely don't want to slam down. Okay, legs can go straight. And the last pose here is called fish pose. I'm not sure if you've ever done this. So you're going to slide your palms underneath the flesh of your butt. The palms are facing down, so you have to lift your hips up a little bit. And then you're going to re-straighten your legs, and you're going to press your elbows down into the floor, curl up your middle back, and come to the back of your head. Yeah! It's kind of funny because everybody can do this pose instinctually. I almost never met somebody who just couldn't like do this pose. Even though it seems a little bit complicated, it's like an innate ability for us to do this one. And then maybe you can take a bigger inhale through your nose and stick your tongue out. Take a lion's roar. 2 more like that. Inhale. Strong exhale. Don't be shy. 1 more, inhale, Simhasana. Good, lift your head up. Slowly put the head back down, release your hands, and take Shavasana, final resting pose. You can stay as long as you like. 5-10 minutes Shavasana is not unreasonable. Thank you so much for joining us for this class. If you have any requests or comments, please leave them in the comment section below. If you haven't already, hit subscribe. Namaste.